My water broke at 20 weeks. I was diagnosed with PPROM, which is preterm premature rupture of membranes. And we became a UNC maternal fetal medicine patient. I was admitted to the antepartum floor here at UNC at 21 weeks and 5 days for monitoring. And I carried my son Phillip until 30 weeks and 3 days. He was born via C-section here at UNC. And that's where we started our journey with the newborn critical care unit. He was pretty immediately intubated after birth and remained on mechanical ventilation for the first couple of months of his life. In October, he had a high flow trial where the breathing tube was removed and he got to breathe through nasal cannulas. He did that for about a month, and we had to be re-intubated. He again had to become reliant on the ventilator. And by that point, Phillip was becoming kind of 52 weeks was the term that they threw out there. Once he had reached 52 weeks gestation, like, we needed to think about his ventilator respiratory status. So my husband and I decided to go forward with a tracheostomy, which would give him the best chance for typical development and the ability to wean sedation medications and to just help improve his ability to move and be a typical baby. He received that surgery in December. He received a trach and a G-tube and did really well with the surgery. January, February was really hard. He got really critically ill again, and he ended up, they had to paralyze and sedate him heavily. He was on the oscillator vent for about a week, and he kind of stopped responding to that as well. And in a real Hail Mary, Grey's Anatomy moment, he was switched back to the conventional ventilator on one of the highest pressures the team has ever placed him on.
Go Phillip, go Phillip, go.
So that was February, and from February on, we have very slowly and very steadily weaned ventilator pressures and sedation medications. And now here we are in August with a baby who is trying to be a typical baby. He's rolling, he's moving, he's grooving, he's kind of the troublemaker in the pod. He's the little alligator now. They're having to put the pediatric bed rails all the way up because Phillip might be an escape artist. We have a long ways to go still. I think home is probably November, December we're hopeful for. The staff has been incredible in training us and making us feel prepared and like we are enough, we're adequate enough to be Phillip's caregivers. I think the level of care that not only Phillip has received, but our family has received during our time here at UNC has been just breathtaking. There are really selfless people who work here and really compassionate providers. Not only like here in the NICU, they haven't just been Phillip's nurses, they've been our nurses, they've been our therapists, they've been our person to lean on. They've cried with us, they've cheered with us, they've prayed with us. They've really become our family. And as a first-time parent, or as a NICU parent in general, it's really hard to leave your baby, especially on those really difficult nights or days. But it's also impossible to stay here 24/7. You have to trust your people. You have to trust the providers, the nurses, the respiratory therapists. I think my number one piece of advice for parents would just be to give yourself grace and to feel all the feelings. Like I said, it's a roller coaster. It's cliff diving with an uncertain cord. It's really hard, and it's difficult to be away from that sweet baby that you looked forward to welcoming in this world. So I think it will be very bittersweet to go home and kind of leave this chapter behind, but we're also so ready to be a family and be under one roof together.